soft skin top cloth I'm talking here. So you can imagine this going on in your head. You're thinking, God, no body armour. You stand up like a soldier, and then you've got to go in this vehicle. It wouldn't stop a landmine, it wouldn't stop an IED, it wouldn't stop an RPG, it wouldn't stop a bullet. God, man, it wouldn't stop a bloody pea from a pea shooter. But what's the government playing at with our armed forces? They're playing games with us, you know. Lives mean nothing to them. I went to 7 funerals. One of those funerals from a lad got evaporated. He got evaporated in the Iraqi desert, and you've got the family there. I can't tell them there's nobody in that coffin. We had to weigh sandbags to its exact weight to the soldier and put it in a coffin, you know. And you're at this funeral, you're sharing the grief of the family. You want to tell them all this about body armour and this, that, and that. Tell them what your government's doing, but you can't. They told us not to say anything. It's just horrible. But the thing about the funerals, what shocked us most, where were the government? I didn't see Tony Blair there, I didn't see Gordon Brown there, I didn't see the Defence Secretary there, I didn't see the Secretary of State, but I didn't see the local Labour Party there. None of them turned up. So what does that say? They're not bothered, are they? They don't care. You know, we just cannon fodder to them. They don't turn up. That sickened me more than anything at the end of the day, because they just treat you like that. At the end of the day, 7 lives, 179 lives is way too many. I don't want to see no more blood spilt on foreign soil. You know, as a soldier, I signed the oath of allegiance to serve Queen and country in British interests. You know, I didn't sign to go to a war at the request of the United States. I didn't sign up to be sent to war with ill equipment. And I certainly didn't sign up to walk along my British streets to be abused and spat at and held banners up saying the Butchers of Basra by a bunch of Islamic extremists, did he? What is that all about? That got me going. I looked on the British National Party website all until that day when I sat down there and I saw that. That was it. I thought, I'm not playing games and I'm going to act and do something. I'm going to go give my backside and do it, because I cannot tolerate that. That was the point for me. That is just total disrespectful. If I did that in their country, they'd lock me up, deport me, wouldn't they? They'd do all kinds. But in this country, loads of PC and loads of stuff like that. It's just, at the end of the day, it is totally wrong, isn't it? You know, but things like that, the government don't tell you, do you? Do you see things on telly? We used to read the papers while we were in Iraq, and they're 2 weeks old, and there's no mention of us fighting. We're on page 5. Off front page, you've got celebrity gossip and, you know, EastEnders and stuff like that. So we're thinking when we come on leave, they don't care about us. You lot don't care about us. You're not interested. That's what we think. But why has that happened in the newspapers? It's because the government have ordered up blackouts because they knew they were wrong in the first place to send us there. So the idea is not to show you, so you won't go and do what the Tamils are doing now by trying to get us into a foreign war. You go there yourselves, wouldn't you? You know, what you're doing to our soldiers, we voted you and you send us to war. What for? Yeah, weapons of mass destruction, 45 minutes. You're talking just a load of rubbish. And to top it off, I know I haven't got much time here, like I said, an hour would be fantastic. To top it off, this was the worst thing. We're going on leave, we get told one thing, well, we get told a few things. I'm not going to name names, I'd love to name his name, honestly I would, but I can't. And he explained to me, right, you're going on leave, lads, this is what I want you to do. Do not wear your uniform, do not wear your medals, do not talk about what you've seen and what you've got up to. Don't do any of those. So, young lad puts his hand up, why, sir? And I'll give you the exact words, I wish I could name him, but I can't name him. He said, there's a Muslim community in Great Britain, there's an ethnic community in Great Britain, and if you go out in your uniform with your medals or talk about it, you will upset them. You will upset them. Upset them. This is my country. Why? You know, they're saying that to us. Sorry? Well, you've got to ask the same question, don't you? What was that all about at the end of the day? That totally disgusted and sickened me. But, I'll sum it up. I don't want to see more deaths on British soil, right? Here is the defence policy. This to us soldiers. If this went out to every British soldier and every veteran, they'd be putting a cross on June the 4th. I'm telling you that now. Strengthen our conventional forces. We need it badly. We need to do. Let's make us so strong that no other country, dare come and touch us. What's wrong with that? We're defending our own interests. We're not going to follow. like an invader, because it's their country, it's not my country. You might find that hard to believe, but it is. I'm the invader in their country. I shouldn't be there, I know that, but you've got to do a job and do it to the best of your capabilities, and get back, and hope next time you go to a bloody war where it only affects British citizens, but the only way that's going to happen is with the British National Party. It's not going to happen with any of us. I've been on the website. Genuinely independent nuclear deterrent. Well, we know all that. All these little countries all got nuclear power, and it won't be long before they get a warhead on. So we've got to have that to defend ourselves, haven't we? Produce all weaponry in Britain. Well, what does that cause? British jobs for British workers. It's common sense. It's just my favourite one, and amongst my ex-forces friends, only commit British forces when British national interests are at stake. Keep out of foreign wars that have nothing to do with Britain. You know. An old saying, Britain fights for Britain only. That's what I want to see at the end of the day. And, you know, that TV thing made me get off my backside and help. We've got some elections on June the 4th. And, you know, I get a pension off the army, by the way. You might think that's a lot of money, don't you, after 18 years. I got medical discharge with severe post-traumatic stress disorder. I take 5 tablets a day to keep my sanity. And at the end of the day, it's just not happening. They're not interested. They just want to discharge me, right? Get it done quickly. I ended up homeless, right? I had no home to go to, no whatever. I'm there on the streets. I'm reading the paper. You know, these immigrants travelling 10 countries, getting a home, getting clothing allowance, food allowance, money for gas, money for electric, and there's me on a park frigging bench. Right? It took me months and months. I got on a waiting list for housing for 12 months. It took me 2 years to have any medical treatment. You know, money, it took me a year and a half to get any money off the MOD. And when I get it, you know, I'm not embarrassed to tell you what I got off my government for 18 years service and medically discharged for an illegal war they sent me to, you know, in foreign land in a foreign country. I get £52 a week. That's all I get. I have to pay my own gas and electric, you know, unlike the others. They get furniture allowance, they get clothing allowance. What's wrong? I just want a fair deal. Is that too much to ask for? So... This is a great policy, the defence. I absolutely love it. So do my veteran friends. So, you know, I don't care now. I'll support the BNP. I've only recently become an activist. My first day out in my own town centre, I did voluntary work for the British Legion, right, supporting other veterans. My boss saw me, right, so he called me on. At first he was like, shake hands, hi Michael, how you doing? Oh, BNP, nothing, no problem like that. Monday morning comes in, I'm going for my workload. I want to ask you something, right? I want to tell you, I want you to not appear in public for the BNP ever again. But why is that? We're a legal British political party, aren't we? Why do you want me to... because British Legion, major fundraisers, we don't want to see the BNP, you know, it might affect our fundraising. So they got rid of me as well, you know. But during that morning, I met them. I met some of my neighbours who were really shocked at me being in the BNP. I met a lot of other people as well that day. It's extraordinary, isn't it? You know, when I'm collecting for the British Legion for the Poppy Appeal and I'm raising £5,000 over 2 weeks for the last 2 years, oh, they were happy then, weren't they? But these people now have all become my enemies. It's St George's Day tomorrow. I've had a St George's flag in all my windows. But some bright spark who lives near me, who saw me in the town centre last night, put a brick through my window and shouted, Nazi bastard, and I don't care. I'm sorry for swearing, ladies. That's what I got through my window. So you know what that does? That makes me stronger. You know, I'm in another war. To sum up, in Warrington, right, we're really short of people to leaflet and help us. We really do need some help. I can go and do it. I am doing it, you know. The other day I did 600 odd leaflets in 3 days. We need some help. If you can, come and see Deborah Kent afterwards and try and come and help us. You know. But to me, this one line sentence will sum it up for me at the end of the day. The British National Party is the only party that cares and supports our troops. Yeah. Thank you very much.